Good morning, everybody. It is Tammy with Stamp and Scrap Tammy with your Wednesday, September 30th Facebook Live. We are going to be featuring the Blossoms and Bloom Suite today. I'll be right with you. I'm always running a couple minutes behind. Nothing to be surprised there about. My phone, I was a little bit worried. It locked out completely. So I was already running a couple minutes late, and then I just had to refresh it and it worked, but it might be time for a new phone. Okay, so good morning. Oh, good. Hello, Judy and Janine. So we are in the right place, and for the first time I found it right in the right place right away. So anyways, good morning. And I'm not going to take too long here to get started. I thought it was quite fitting. I have this lovely coffee mug that my kids got me, and Brody was bringing coffee up to me this morning, and I heard him say, and he must have read it, and they bought it for me about 1.5 years ago, so he probably forgot about it, but he read the saying on it, and it says, start each day with a grateful heart, and I heard him say, oh, that's a good saying, and so I thought that was very sweet, and also very fitting for today. Today is our last day of our Stampin' Up! Year. If you're a demonstrator, I'm sure you're aware of that. If you're a customer, it's maybe not such an important thing to you, but it really is an important thing to me, so that just means, my schedule now kind of goes along the Stampin' Up! Year. So today's our New Year's Eve of our Stampin' Up! Year. We start a brand new year tomorrow. So I am just so grateful for all of you, whether it be my demonstrator friends, my customers, my downline, my friends, family, all of you for your support in my Stampin' Up! Business this past year, and what a ride it has been from, last year at this time I would have still been working at the cafe, running my stamping business alongside of working full-time. And then with the closure of the cafe, pretty much having to take all of the month of December off because we were just so busy there wrapping up everything. And then, diving right in January into this being my full-time job and support for my family. And then, of course, in March, COVID happening and just having everything up in a whirlwind. And then now here we are. So anyways, I'm just so grateful for all of you, and I thank you for sticking with. And I think, next year is going to be the best year yet. I just think it's going to be amazing. And so, I'm just reading, okay, so going to have a party. I actually thought tonight, I work at George's tonight. I don't know what I was thinking, working on New Year's Eve. Hello, Tammy. I should have taken off. But actually, I thought when I got home, I have some, I think I have some Moscato upstairs that we bought quite a while ago. And my husband actually has off work tonight. So I thought maybe when I got home from work tonight, if I'm up to it, having a glass of, Moscato maybe in my champagne glasses from Stampin' Up! To celebrate. But then we will dive right into the new year tomorrow with World Card Making Day happening on Saturday. So if you haven't joined that party group, be sure to do that. I posted last night a door prize form, so be sure to fill that out to be entered for prizes. The virtual event for World Card Making Day, it'll be 2 Facebook Lives where I'll show some card making ideas, tips, tricks on Saturday and Central Time, 11 o'clock and 2 o'clock. So all the prizes are going to be available for a few days after because I realize people are busy. You might not be able to watch live on Saturday. So I'll give you a few days to watch and participate. One thing that I am doing, I'll give you a heads up if you're watching today, have some cards ready to mail. We're going to do a card mailing thing. I don't know if I call it a challenge, but a little fun thing that we'll do right in that group. So have a couple cards ready to mail because it is World Card Making Day. Maybe have a couple cards ready to make along with me. And so that's happening on Saturday. I do have ordering available for my sampler class. I posted pictures of that. Let me just grab it. I'm sure you've seen it. And so sampler class is available to stamp live on Monday. Of course, by appointment, I could arrange some other times. Here it is. Or kits are available to order right now as well. I posted some links for that. That'll also be in the weekly email. You can see I got boxes of envelopes, so I am ready to send these out to anybody that would like them, along with today's Blossoms and Bloom kit. This kit that I'm going to show today is going to be available to order until Sunday. So, or just take these ideas and use them however you would like. All right, so I think that's all we have to talk about. Oh, last day of the year too, so it is the last day for that Get and Go special. So if you wanted to join our Cafe Crafter team, we would love to have you. Excuse me. And, you can join as a happy shopper. You could just join and do whatever you would like with that product. $100 in, or no, $125 in product, plus those additional stamp sets, paper, embellishments, all of that good stuff. And you just pay $99. All right, so we will do Prize Patrol again today. I will announce last week's Prize Patrol winner after I post this here. But I'll just send a nice little fun surprise in the mail. I did get, if you're waiting for a Prize Patrol from me, I did get all those sent out. Some yesterday and some the day before. So what are we, Wednesday? So some I sent on Monday, and then some just went out yesterday. So watch your mail for those. All right, so look at how fun this is. I guess I don't have this super organized, and I'm gonna make 2 of these cards today. They are just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So it is the Blossoms in Bloom. This is the stamp set. If you do the kit, you can add this stamp set on. It's an option under the ordering. If you follow the ordering links, you can add it on for just the cost that you see in the catalog. So I pay the tax and shipping for the stamp set and the dies. I don't have the dies on a sheet, but I can show them to you. I'm gonna cut this one out for you today and give you a little trick. So there's a couple layers to it. I'll set this with what I'm gonna die cut. So that's one of them. And then there's this one here. And then there's 2 different flowers that they nest together, and they also fit over some of these. So depending on how intricate you like to get with your stamping, there are some different options. And then you can also do some paper piecing too. I didn't do that on any, but I have seen some cards with it. So if you like to spend a lot of time on your cards, there's definitely some fabulous options with this suite. Okay, so let's move into what would be included in that kit if you'd like to. We've already done the live class for this. And so I will share with you the cards that I'm not going to make today. So it does include the card setups, and everything is cut out for you to make 2 of each one of these cards. There will be a tutorial sent. If you order the kit now, because our live event has already happened, these kits will be ready next Wednesday. So a little bit like that Halloween set. I'm just finishing those up from last week because you know what? I lost my little bat die cut. I am just sick to my stomach about where these little bats are. I wonder if I have the card sample here. But anyway, so I have to go to a friend's house today and borrow her little bat dies so that I can finish up those kits. But luckily, she doesn't live too far away from me, and she said I could borrow them. And then, you know, they'll probably turn up as soon as I'm done cutting them from her. And which would be nice if I had hers in mind. I could cut out 2 at a time. But anyway, so those Halloween kits are going to be ready sometime tomorrow, or go in the mail. A lot of you, I have to mail them to. So this one is going to be very similar to that. It will be ready next Wednesday, and ordering goes through Sunday. Have to give me a little time to cut all this out. So everything is cut for you. So that is fabulous. So I'm going to make that card. So these are the 2 that I'm not going to make today. Beautiful cards. So I'm going to point out here that I did Wink Estella in there. Isn't that pretty? And then I colored these with a blend, which I'm going to do today. I'll show you that. And then let's see here. And then these are the 2 cards we are going to make today. Aren't they so pretty? I am just loving these color combinations. And, you know, I will be honest, when I saw this Blossoms in Bloom, I wasn't sure what I would all do with it. And I've had it for quite some time before I opened it up the other day. And so I was really excited that I did. So those are the cards that we're going to make today. I'm going to set this aside because I'm going to show you a couple little things before we get started. And also included in the card kit is a full package of the metallic pearls. Of course, I have your ribbons. I have the bows already cut. And then a full Wink Estella. It does include a half a sheet of this glimmer paper because it would have been a full sheet, but I already cut out the die cuts for you. So this definitely is one of those kits that you do not have to have the stamp set to be successful if you'd like to complete these projects. And then also included, I just tossed in one of our adhesive sheets because I thought that would be nice to try. If you haven't tried these out, this is a great opportunity to do that. Okay, so let me get started with just a little tip and trick because a few people did not know this yesterday, and I'm going to need to cut some of these out anyways. So I'm going to bring in my Stamp Cut Emboss machine. And so with these dies, sometimes, you know, actually one of the biggest questions I get asked for people that purchase a lot of die cuts, and especially when you get to these intricate dies, is, does it cut out nice? Because sometimes, let's be honest, they don't. But I have had no trouble with the Stamp Cut Emboss machine getting any of these to come out. But let me show you a little trick. If you do it, so sometimes they get a little sticky where they will come out, but it's really nice when all these little pieces just fall out. And then let's make it smell good too. So I just take a regular dryer sheet and I set my die cut on there. And then I'm gonna run it through. I should have almost done one before and after. So since I cut out as many as I did, I mean, I probably, with this die cut here, I probably cut out 100 of them. And so it will get a little sticky over time. So that just peels right off. And then what we can do, and I'm gonna cut 2 of these out. So this is just on regular black, basic black paper. And I can show you how easily these pop right out with no trouble. You do, see, it comes right off of there. Nothing is stuck on there. So if you have trouble and you want things just to fall right off of your die cuts, use a dryer sheet and that'll help you. And I'm gonna not take that off over my desk. And then, actually I should. So you'll see how these just fall right out of there with no trouble. I did go 2 times through, so back and forth, just to be sure. I did plenty of them where I just went once and they came out too. So there was no trouble. So this is where if you wanted to save these pieces, you could paper piece and pop those into another card, or cut this out in a different color and then pop them into those little spots. Okay, now let's do one. What I did here, I applied some adhesive sheets. There was some little gaps, which is just fine because, you know, you won't need it on the whole thing. And then I'll do one here because then it'll be really easy for me to adhere to the card. All right. So again, I'm just going to stick that right on there and you'll just see how easy that is. I have not had any trouble with any of my dies going through or cutting out using the Stamp Cut Emboss machine. It cuts out the center. I know some people have asked that because you might sometimes have issues with other machines where, oh, I got a little glue dot stuck on there, where, you know, it might not cut out the centers. No trouble with this one. All right. And then again, let me move this out of the way so you can see this. All right, see how nice that just came out of there? Okay, so now I'm just gonna pop that out. And then you'll see here. So if you wanted to paper piece, this would be a great one to do it with because you'd have the sticky part already on the back. Maybe I should save those. I don't know if that might be too putsy for me. But it is really pretty. And so let's see here. Let me get out the piece that I'm going to stick this to. And so I'm going to end up sticking it to this here. But we got a little work to do before we get there, I guess. I'm jumping ahead of myself here. So let's set that aside. I just wanted to get that cutting out of the way right away. All right, so now we're going to do a little bit of stamping. I am going to bring in a foam mat because I am using a photopolymer stamp. I need a little scratch piece of paper though. Let's use this here. I did get these fun, I think I showed this last week on the show and share. And so there will be show and share this week too. That'll be Friday at about 1 p.m. I'm just going to share some cards that I've gotten over this past week. It'll be a real quick one though, since we have Saturday virtual World Card Making Day too. But I'll just pop in, say hello, see what's going on. Say Happy New Year for our Stampin' Up! New Year. All right, so I'm going to take Bumblebee ink. And this will be for the background. So we get 3 layers here. And so I don't know if I didn't really point out. So on a really large stamp like this, what I like to do is set it down and then go from the top. It keeps the surface all around here very neat and clean and straight up, straight down. And then you don't get all of the ink all over your whole stamping surface. It keeps it a little bit neat neater. I don't know if that's a word, but it keeps it more clean, less messy. I have to say, as I'm doing this, don't look at my fingernails. That's kind of why I was running late too. I had to take my old nail polish off. I ran out of time last night to do my nails, and I didn't have time this morning. I was kind of bummed about it. I'll have to do better for Friday. All right, so then it's sticking here. That's no problem at all. I'm just gonna tap underneath there and take it off of there. Take it off? I don't know, take it off. All right, so now we have the base there. So what we need to do here, so you're gonna see multiple different ways to adhere things today. And this is a little bit bigger. So, you know, you could take that two-sided adhesive sheets and run it through for all of these. I did not because I was doing so many of them. But then what I need to do is line this up as best as I can. It's not hard to do. It is going to overlap a little bit when I'm doing it on this smaller layer. Look at how pretty that is. So this is going to be a different color than the other one that I did. So I'm going to bring in this silicone matte. As you can see, it already has a bunch of glue all over it. And I'm going to take my Tombow liquid glue. And this one I just grabbed from the table. It might actually be gone. I think I need a new one. Or a different one. Used it quite a bit here in the last couple of days. We did have the live event for this. Let me think. The live event, we've had a busy week here. We did the live event for this class on Monday. And then yesterday had cards and coffee. That was fabulous. And I'm going to share at the end another card that, if I can find it now. Yeah, here it is. That we made at Cards and Coffee. It's basically the same exact card, only we switched up the colors. It was so pretty. But these ones are included in the birthday club kit. All right, so I have adhesive on that. I'm just gonna bring it over to this side now and line it up. Again, take note that it is going to hang over the edge just a little bit. So this is where, if you wanted to, you could find, let's see here, it wouldn't be that hard to do. I just gotta find the right way. So that would be it. So like if I wanted to paper piece, I could, let me see, I think I'm in the wrong spot here. I think it's this way. Anyways, you get what I'm saying. You could take these and place them in these little holes if you wanted to. Okay, but I do need to finish taking these off. So you'll see when you have the adhesive on there, you know, they do stick a little bit more so than this other one that I did that didn't have adhesive. So without that adhesive backing, it is a little bit easier, but we're gonna have a much easier time applying it to our next layer. Although now this is so putsy, and now that I'm rushing, it's taking me longer. But I think, let's try this. Let's just try this. I wonder if I do this, if it'll come right off. Yeah, sure it will. See? Oh, why didn't I think of that before? There we go. That'll pull them right off of there. Much easier, isn't that? Good thing I'm working on this as I'm showing you, you know? I should maybe practice this. I did use one of these, and I don't know why I didn't think of that. I did use one of these when I prepped the sample here, so I knew that, you know. Sometimes you know things, and then you forget that you even know them. Did anyone else do that? Or like you know better, you know, like kind of like kids. We know better than to do that. All right. And I'll just poke those out. Look at how easy that was after I realized what I was doing. It is very sticky, so I have them stuck on my hands. I might have to wash my hands here. All right, and so I'm going to line that up. This does stick very nice to the glimmer paper. So look at how easy that is to apply. Maybe I'm not. There we go. Excuse me. So absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And now I need to grab, oh, see, I'm stuck on here. It's so sticky. Okay, so I need to get a scissors. All right, hold on. Need to find the scissors. I have about 4 different projects going here between this card class, the Halloween, and the sampler coming up. So I have like 4 different stations where I have things that I'm working on. And I know I should get better and just work on one project at a time. But for today, I got 4 different things going. All right, so now let's just move this out of the way. You see how I just clipped that off? It looks beautiful, just like so. And now what we can do is find the rest of our supplies for that. And so what I did, you could take any color, but I took Sahara Sand. I thought looked coordinated really nice with these nice bright colors. And then a basic black to mat it on. So we are at our regular standard, I call them standard, traditional, you know, whatever you want to call them, layers. Okay. And so let's just go ahead. If you'd like, this is just an 8.5 by 11. If you like to score it, you would score it at 4 1/4. And I'll use the bone fold to set that down. And then let's adhere these 2 together. I don't think I brought regular adhesive over yet. Okay, I'll just get my stamp and seal. Had it sitting right behind me. So I actually put something away where it was supposed to be. That was kind of handy that I just was able to reach back. I don't tend to do that too often, which is maybe why I have those missing bats right now. And then we'll adhere it to the next layer, and then we'll just stamp a little piece. We'll do a little happy birthday. So this is a little uneven. Sometimes when it's a little uneven, it is a little bit trickier to get that to come out properly. All right, so let's see if I have some pieces in here. I sure do. So my piece for my sentiment is just a 1/2 inch piece of leftover, I guess kind of a scrap from when I was cutting down the base layers. So, you know, no waste. And I'm gonna take a happy birthday. And these cards would be great. Look at these sentiments. So all of these cards are very interchangeable. I think you could use this as a get well card, thinking of you, birthday, thank you, hello. So really, you know, these designs are very versatile. You could even leave this blank if you were making these at home. You could make up a bunch of them, leave them blank, and then when you're ready to use them for whatever occasion you need, you could just add your sentiment at that time. And let's go in, you know, I'm gonna use some Blackberry Bliss for my sentiment. I need lots of birthday cards, so that's what I'm going to send. I will send it eventually, but that's what I'm going to stamp it in. And I'm just going to go real gentle, and I'm not going to rock it or anything like that, so I'm going to try to keep my stamp edge very clean. And then I'm going to go, I like to really look right over the top of this when I'm using this small of a piece. And straight up, straight down. And you know, this is such a tiny piece and it's a scrap. So if you needed to do 4, 5, you know, 8 tries at this just to practice, you're not really wasting anything because it was just a scrap to begin with. But look, I got that on the first try. And I will say I didn't get these all on the first try when I was originally creating these cards. And then what we'll need is some dimensionals. And I do need to open some new ones. And so I'm going to use the smaller ones for this, because it is kind of a small little thing there. And then I will share with you the coloring of the little pearls. And then I have a little fun fold card we'll work into next. So I hope you are enjoying looking at these beautiful, beautiful colors. All right, look at that. And so I do have out here, because on this card I did, you know, this has more of the pink tones. And so I used Magenta Madness to color. But this one, you know, I think I'm going to grab a different color blend to color them. I think something more purple is going to look nice. And so I'm just going to grab, I just grabbed this out. It's going to match fine. So we had Blackberry Bliss, but I just grabbed a dark, let's see, what did I grab? Rich Razzleberry. And let's go with the other end. I do like the brush tip end when I color these. So you can color the gems, you can color these, really anything you can color with these blends. And so that's what I really love about these pearls is you can use them as, they come with silver and they come with gold. But what I really like is you can color them and make them any color you want. And you get so many of them. So I need 5 on this card. And then I'm going to take my Take a Pick tool. All right, and then I'm going to put 2 on the top and 3 on the bottom. And since it comes with so many, you never have to really worry that you're using too many and that you're going to use them all up because there's a very large supply of them on one sheet. And that will finish off that card. So just an absolute beauty, very simple to put together. And then let's bring in our other card. This is a new favorite layout of mine. I don't know that I have showed this yet. We've used it in a couple of classes, but again, I don't know that I've showed it. And I had better, I'm going to leave those ink pads open, but I'm going to set them aside so I don't get ink all over. It seems like that Blackberry Bliss, if you've used that, you know. Blackberry Bliss has got to be the messiest color that there is. There absolutely is no way around getting messy when you're using Blackberry Bliss. And I'm not sure why. I don't get that when I use other dark colors, but that one, all the time. And then, of course, I'm using a white. It's kind of like wearing a white shirt. I just can't do it. All right, so this is very fun. So what I have here is, let's see, 4 1/4 by 11. And it's the thick Whisper White. And then what I did was I scored it. I scored it at 5.5. So just regular standard. See, that's just a regular standard. And then I went in and I scored one more time at 1 1/4. And you'll see what I'm going to do here. I'm going to fold just this back. And I did just a real light score. If it scored, you know, if it went through the back, that's not a big deal at all. But you really just need the front scored. And then what I'm going to do is put a little piece of adhesive right there and then press that down. So it's going to give me a different surface to work with. So it's going to give me a 4x4 surface instead of the whole thing. Because sometimes I think it's nice to work in smaller areas. You know, sometimes you want something more square. And so this is a good way to do that, to break up your card a little bit. And then I will decorate this little part here, not really going in any particular order. So I did run, just to give this a little texture, I ran this through that Tasteful Touches embossing folder. I'm not sure if that's the name of it, but it's in that collection. It's the one that I use all of the time. And so that was just, let me see. So here's how we can think about this. We have 1 1/4 where we scored it. So then our next piece, the Bumblebee, is going to be 1 inch. And then we go down 1/4 inch from there. So 3/4 of an inch. So I'm just working in 1/4 inches. But before I, let me see, where are my little tools? Or not tools. My little doodads, embellishments. I'm going to take some Bumblebee ribbon, because you got to have some ribbon on this. And I was hoping that I had my tape, but I don't see it. So what I'm going to take is a glue dot. What I like to do when I'm wrapping this around is just take regular Scotch tape and put a piece of tape on that. But I don't see it here, and I'm not going to go searching for it today. It's another one of those things that tends to go missing. Sometimes by me, I think, and sometimes I think it's by my family. I don't think I'm always the culprit to the missing tape and scissors. I know the other day I found my scissors upstairs and I asked the kids what they were doing with it, and they were cutting the mac and cheese like packet open or something. I'm like, what are you guys doing? All right, so you never know where you're going to find things when you have people, family around, kids and husbands and whatnot. Okay, and I was looking for my tear tape. I thought since I had this ribbon that the tear tape would work best. Let me see. Oh, here it is. again, with all these different stamping stations and different projects going on, what I've been trying to do is not have like 4 of everything open, but it's not faring well for me. It turns out, I guess I'm better when I have more adhesives open, because then I have some kind of all over the place. So usually no matter which way I go, I'm going to find one. But lately I've been trying to just have, you know, one glue dot open at a time, you know, but it's not faring well for me. I think I'm just going to have to go back to my old ways. All right, so I'm going to use tear tape on that since I have that little bit of bulk there with the ribbon. I want to make sure that this is going to stay. And then I'm going to attach this pre-tied bow. I was going to say pre-bowed bow, but I guess that could be a thing too. But the pre-tied bow, I'm just going to adhere it right there on the edge. So super pretty. And then we need to get some other things. What do we got to get? We have to get our 4x4 bumblebee background. And then we need our sheet 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 that we are going to stamp on. And then I have some little flowers that I already cut out. So I have these all cut out already. This bumblebee color is just very stunning. And it really, you know, I never thought of, and this probably isn't true. This is just me making up my own things. But this bumblebee seems almost like a neutral color. So within this stamp collection, or this card collection that I made today, I really use bumblebee as my neutral. Again, I don't know if that's a real thing, but it sure looks nice to me with all of these bright, fun colors. All right, so let's do some stamping. I'm going to just do, I know a couple people at class kind of had a hard time with this, but I'm going to do this without much thought. And so you can see how messy is not the right word, random. Let's call it random. So random stamping, we just want to get some stamping on the bottom edge of this, just a nice little, we're almost making like our own designer series paper. All right, so I'm going to take some flowers. It does come with 2 different sizes of flowers. So we have 2 different ones. So you can choose, you can use one or you could use both. We'll start with this bigger one. And so I'm just going to do this. Isn't that cute? And so I just kind of went up and down. And then let's just stamp one off over here. Maybe one up here. And I need to leave room in there for my leaves that I want to add. And then something cool that I did after was I did go over some of them. I kind of offset it a little bit if I wanted to darken it a little bit and add another layer. Isn't that cool? Very fun stamping. And it does kind of have that faded look to it. That is how it is supposed to be. That's the intended look. And then I'm going to take some bumblebee and do the centers of my flowers. And then this is just a nice background. So you can do as much or as little of this as you would like on this card. And I'm going to need one more. Let's see, what else do I got to stamp here? You know, one thing we are going to have to do, hopefully I remember this, at the end, I'm going to need to add some Wink of Stella to show you why I included a Wink of Stella to the card kits. So when I look at the comments, if I don't share, someone speak up and say, show the Wink of Stella. I love Wink of Stella. Most of you know that because I use it all the time. It's kind of a mainstay. That is one where I think I have 5 of them open right now. But, you know, when we do live card classes, you know, we got to have one at each station. I think I actually, when we were doing our big classes at the event center, I did. That was just one of the standard things that I put on the tables was Wink of Stella. All right, so I don't know, that looks a little odd there. So I'm going to grab in, there's a small leaf too. Let's just add that in a little bit. Oop. There, photopolymer, you can really, it's real easy to add and fix or go over the top of it again if you want to. So they're beautiful. So Blackberry Bliss, I use Bumblebee and Garden Green for my leaves. And so I'm going to close that one, but we have to add one more sentiment. It's going to be exactly the same. I could have done them at the same time, I suppose. I'm going to use that same exact happy birthday since I already have it out. And again, just do a nice straight up, straight down. And then we're just going to snip this off. That's just a this is a half inch scrap that I had. And let's just get started on here, putting it together so we don't, not that I wouldn't lose any pieces anyways, but we'll try to eliminate. See that? So there's Blackberry Bliss on the back of that. I have no idea where that came from, how that got there, because my card is all neat and clean. Let me put these back away. So I don't know. If any of you have a color, I would love to know what your color is. That's always a mess. I think it might just be Blackberry Bliss. I think maybe that's like a universal messy ink. Because I can stamp all day long with other colors and not have any trouble. But it looks like I managed to not get it on my card here. So I should move the ink pad off of the table completely so that I don't get it anywhere. All right. Oh, it's looking so pretty. So you just see how nice that is to have that 4x4 section. It's just something, just switches it up just a little bit. So now we will once again add dimensionals to this, and then we'll finish it off by adding a couple of flowers. And of course, some more of those pearls. And then we'll finish off, maybe I should set it right here. I'll set it right in front of me. We'll finish off with some Wink of Stella. So we will have a prize patrol for today. So be sure if you're watching that you do like, share, comment if you want to be entered in for a prize patrol that will be given away next week. I just love giving those away. So be sure, to tune in next week or watch your inbox to see if you're a winner. Because if I'm not friends with you, I think you have to accept the message request. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but, if you don't catch it right away, be sure though still to message back. Even if it's a few weeks later, I can still send it out. I'm just doing random prizes, so I'm not really telling you what it's going to be because I did admit that that is where I was really struggling to get to do consistent prize patrols, was I would forget what I said from one week to the next one, so then I have to go back and watch, and it was just really time consuming. So what I'm going to do is just send something out, some embellishments, some ribbon, cardstock, whatever I have on hand that I think you might like. So I popped that one up and just put it over the edge a little bit there. And then the other two, excuse my talking here, I'm going to just put a glue dot towards the bottom here because what I'm going to do is just tuck it underneath there and then it's going to stay just fine. And same with this other one. And it just adds a little touch to this card. And then what we can do is take these gold pearls, I'm not going to color these ones, and we can add them to the center of our flowers. And that's going to finish off this card other than that Wink of Stella. And so I really hope that you like these as much as I do. Just a fun, bright, cheerful card. I love the fall cards, but it is still nice to go back to these really bright ones too in the fall and winter. And so now the Wink of Stella, what I'm going to do with that is I did a couple things with it. I went on the inside of these flowers and added a little bit. And I'm going to share this. I saw that she was watching my downline Tessie. I was at her event the other day and she gave a suggestion. So if you use Wink of Stella a lot, you know that when you press, you push this to get it going and then it starts coming down here. And if you push too hard, sometimes it'll kind of like blob out and we don't want that, right? And so a little trick to keep that from happening is to hold your card up because then it can't, fall out that way. It'll help it stay in place. So to hold your card up and kind of do it that way. So if you have trouble with that, that's just a little tip. But since I'm doing such a large area here, I'm going to do it this way. I don't know if this Wink of Stella might almost be out. And now that I'm on the live, I'm nervous to like push it. Yeah, I think this one might be out. Let me grab a new one. See, I told you I have like lots and lots of them started. Oh, this is a nice brand new one. Oh yeah, that one is nice. Okay, so that's what I did there. And then another thing I like to do on black, it's really fun to color the edges of your black, and then it gives it the look of glimmer paper. It just adds a little bit to your project. There, now I pushed it, so it's really gonna start coming out. So now this is where I should use that tip and go up, so that I don't get it all over. And I hope this shows on the camera, that nice glimmer. So if you haven't used Wink of Stella, that's kind of one of the mainstays in your toolkit after your basic adhesives. You know, you have to have adhesive, you have to have stuff to make your cards stick. This is just a fun extra tool to have. There, look at how sparkly that's getting. I could just color with this stuff all day long. And then what I'm gonna do is just add a little bit to my leaves over here. And I'm doing this after. You could do it before you adhered it if you wanted. But this way, it's just going where you can see. You know, and then I'm not underneath where you can't even see it. All right, so look at how pretty that is. I am just loving, loving, loving these. I wish I could sit and make cards all day with these. Okay, so let me pull them all in. And again, if you would like this kit, I will share the link to ordering this in the revised comment, or not comments, but the revised post. And then it'll also go out in our weekly email. The last day to order this will be Sunday, and it will go out midweek next week in the mail. Everything is included that I have here, so 2 of each one of these cards that you can create. All the die cutting is done for you. And then also that adhesive sheet. Let me see, where did I put it? Anyways, that doesn't matter. The adhesive sheet, a full package of the pearls, all the ribbons, everything that you need to be successful in your stamping with these. And it would be very easy to add different sentiments in here if you don't have the stamp set. Or, you know, and you just want to make a few with this. Beautiful, beautiful cards. Oh, and let me share with you this last card. So we made this one at Cards and Coffee. So this one is not included in the kit, but it's a fall take on this card. So what do you think of that? I think that color combination is just second to none. I absolutely love this color combination. Let me make sure I have that. Oh, I do. I do have it in good view. So this is exactly the same. You can see how easy it is to use these die cuts and just really use the same layout, and you get a totally different look. This card to me looks nothing like this card. Of course, the layout looks the same, but it's absolutely different take on that card just by changing the cardstock colors. And not much else. So I absolutely love it. So anyways, that is today's Facebook Live. I really hope you enjoyed it and can join us again. Either, let's see, Friday at 1 Central, we'll be doing just a share and show. I'll share some projects that I've gotten in the mail this week. And then on Saturday is World Card Making Day. So we will be over in the virtual World Card Making Day group for all of the lives that day. I hope you can participate. And if you need anything to finish out our Stampin' Up! Year from Stampin' Up!, please don't hesitate to contact me today. And then we will start off our new year ready to go tomorrow. And, you know, tomorrow starts a 15% off some of our Select Designer Series paper. So stay tuned for that if you're ready to stock up on some paper as well. And we all know that us stampers and paper crafters, scrapbookers, we can always use some more paper. We never can have enough of that. All right, everybody, have a wonderful day. We will see you all back here real soon.